another episode of Basketball Championship Stories. I do apologize for the background. Normally I have the St. Augustine basketball court, but I had to film this in a different way today. So the game I'm going to talk about today actually happened right after the Jesuit game. So the very next game, 2 or 3 days later, we play Archbishop Rummel. Now, this opponent wasn't a opponent that we were worried about, so we went to the game with our normal game plan of how we usually play the game. So, midway through the first quarter, the score was tied. I believe it was somewhere like 12 points apiece or something like that. And Hollis Price goes up for a layup, and one of the players pretty much knocks him out the air. And I think they either his head hit Hollis's chin, or maybe the guy's hand or forearm hit his chin. But Hollis is slammed to the ground. Play is stopped for about 2 or 3 minutes, and Hollis gets up and he's bleeding extremely bad from his chin. So he had to be rushed to the hospital because we found out later that he needed quite a few stitches in his chin. And then immediately the team looks around like, okay, so is he gonna go seek help and come right back? But he was out for the entire game. And once again, like I said, Rummel wasn't an opponent that we were scared about, but when you lose pretty much the number one scorer on your team, and it's a district game that you don't plan on losing, you kind of get a little worried. So basically, Coach Grip said, hey, we're just going to have to step up. And that was basically time for, actually, Quantus White stepped up to the plate. And it was a tight game for most of the first and half of the second quarter. Rummel just kept shooting threes. They weren't doing any type of matchup problems with our big men, but they just kept shooting threes, and that kept them in the game. Eventually, their starters got tired. Our team was known for stamina, and eventually their starters got tired. And once they pretty much wore themselves out, we just started scoring endlessly. We obviously won that game. We had only lost, we hadn't lost any district games at that point. So we won that game in easy fashion. If I'm not mistaken, that might have been Quantus's top scoring game that season, and he scored somewhere around 22, 23 points. I did have at one point a record of who was the top scorer in every game that season, but unfortunately that paperwork got washed away in Katrina. But I'm more than sure that he was the top scorer of that game. So that game actually meant a lot to the team. It basically proved that even without our top scorer, we had more confidence that our bench and our supporting cast could easily carry on a game with no problem. So that's that game, and until next week, I'll definitely have another championship basketball story for you. So I'll see you later.